Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. Okay. What we got? Let's get out of here. Sorry about the choppiness of the video. That was basically us finding out the hive and about Sigil. So we got, what have we got? We're here. We don't want to deal with the thugs unless we absolutely have to, i.e. if they start us. Because the thugs respawn when you kill them. So they're a good source of experience in the early game. Let's have a look at the map. Is the open tomb. So we're at the bottom here. Just to give you some idea of where we are. This is the hive. There's 5 areas here. You've got 4 of the hive, the Alley of Dangerous Angles. You've got Ragpicker Square and the Buried Village. And then you've got the Lower Ward and Kirk's Ward.
I'm gone. All right.
You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair. Its skin has a greenish cast and a pair of goat horns protrude from its forehead. It is dressed in long flowing robes and appears to be floating slightly above the ground. Greetings. The creature turns to face you and a series of symbols appear above its head. The symbols have a slight glow about them and they just hover there. Oh, for power's sake, quacking Davos. What's wrong? Is a Davos. They speak in rebuses, those annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him if we want to. An annoying bunch. My bet, they can speak, they just rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle out what they're saying. What's a Davos? Chant is they're janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around breaking, fixing and patching up Sigil according to her whims. They're worse than the corpse flies. Morte size. You can't swat them though, or the lady will get upset. Lady of Pain? Who's that? She runs the city. You'll know if you see her. She's got these blades all around her face, and she's about the size of a giant, and she floats off the ground like these guys. Morte nods at the Davos, who is looking at you both. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is that you don't want to make her angry. If you see her, my advice, run. I see. The Davos waits patiently, his hands tucked into its sleeve. A series of Davos materials above his head, then they vanish and a question mark appears. Morte, can you translate what he's saying for me? Morte goes, I'd sooner be strained through a Tanari's bowels than unravel those floating goat heads trying to say, you want a translator? Find a Sigil native. I see. Try strike up a conversation, see if you can translate what the Davos is saying. You ask Davos several questions trying to get a feel for the rebuses that appear above his head. It is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes you start to get the hang of it. It feels like you've done this before. Maybe you can help me. Davos waits. Who are you? Davos inclines his head slightly and a stream of symbols appears above his head. I am a Davos. I had another question. What are you doing? A bunch of symbols appear above the Davos head. I attend to my duties. I had another question for you. What can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? A lone symbol appears above the Davos head. This one shows a Metallic female mask with blades coming out the sides. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. I had another question for you. Farewell. The Davos bows slightly, the symbol swallows around its head, then it turns away. So, I can read that. I can read
right.
Davos. It's good. Let's see what we've got. We've got Davos. The Davos are the servants of the Lady of Pain and enigmatic ruler of Sigil. They float above the ground and speak in rebuses, symbols strung together to spell out words. They tear down walls and construct streets under the unspoken command of the Lady. There's something about them that strikes you as wrong. Dianara. The ghostly apparition, Dianara, claims that she knows you, that you are her love. Whatever keeps her in the physical plane must be powerful indeed for her to stave off death so long. Diane does not seem to have improved her disposition. Giant skeleton. These skeletons are made from the bones of giants and given a semblance of life through necromancy. Though these skeletons have no ligaments or musculature, their joints are bound with iron bolts and their bones are reinforced with leather straps and cords wound beneath their armour. These skeletons' size belies their great speed and their skill with their great swords. The Lady of Pain. The Lady is a mystery. She's widely regarded to be the de facto ruler of Sigil, its protector and its victim. She is said to guard the doors of the cage against the myriad schemes of the gods, to be the ultimate expression of balance in the multiverse, to be the prisoner of the City of Doors. There are thousands of stories about her. One even tells that she's actually 6 giant squirrels in a headdress, robe, and ring of levitation and illusions, but none of them can be answered. She is a true enigma, a puzzle with no solution. Someone displeases her by upsetting the balance of the city or worshipping her. The Lady may punish the offender. Her punishment ranges from the mazes, a twisting, turning hell with a cleverly disguised exit, to the casting of a shadow across the transgressor, covering him with slashes and gouges from the sharp-edged shadow, leaving behind a pile of gore and viscera. Neither option is particularly attractive. Small thug. In any society there's going to be people who can't live by the laws society lays down. Maybe they feel downtrodden and oppressed. Maybe they're driven to the streets because they have no other options. Maybe they're just resentful. Whatever the cause, quite a large number of them choose to slip into a life of crime, living by preying off others. You've done it yourself. Doesn't mean you like it any better when they prey on you. I don't know whether to be horrified or impressed. When I spoke to Dianara in the vaults of the Mortuary, she told me that my deaths have given me some control over life and death. If I see a body, I can see the faint traces of life in it and coax it forth. For some reason, it will only work on people who travel with me, and only if they die in my presence. Why? In travelling with me, do they become linked to me somehow? I encountered the ghost of a woman named Dianara, who prophesied that I would meet 3 enemies, but no more dangerous than myself in my full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the planes. She said that I would come to know a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. Here I will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice. For the matter to be laid to rest, I must destroy that which keeps me alive and be immortal no longer. I met a dustman named Sogio at the front gate. He looks tired as if he hasn't slept in weeks. Judging from the eyes and the pallor of his skin, it looks like he's caught some sort of illness. Okay. So Dianara basically gives us a foreshadowing of the plot.
All right.
Harlots. We see a tired-looking woman dressed in a tight leather bodice and leggings. The odour of cheap perfume surrounds her like a cloud, and her face is covered with a mask of crude makeup. She smiles as she sees you. Why don't you stay and chat with me a bit, love? Greetings. The woman looks coy at you. Now you look like blood who's lost something. Mayhap I can help you find it, Cutter. She smiles softly. Oh? With good fortune, we probably lost what we're looking back at your kit, miss. Actually, I'm missing a journal. Huh? She's confused. What are you about? Forget the journal. Maybe you can help me find what I'm really missing. Her tone becomes businesslike. Aye, love. Now there's the matter of a finder's fee. I see. How much? Some coppers for a glance at what you're missing, and 10 coppers to actually find what you're missing. Forget it. I had some questions instead. Woman frowns. I'm not a tout. Unless you've got some jink to pay for my time. I can pay you. How much? For a handsome basher like yourself, 3 coppers enough to loosen me tongue. Other questions of a deeper chart, a bit cost you more though. Sounds fair, there's 3 coppers. Aye then. She slips the jink in the palm, it properly vanishes. There were some things I wanted to know. Ask you questions, love. Can you tell me about this city? Her eyes narrow suspiciously. The city? What about it? What is it? What sigil, you mean? She shrugs and looks around. It's the city beneath your feet and rising to either side of you. He smiles, makes visitors' stomachs go up at us. Where exactly is sigil? Centre of the plains, hear it told. She snorts, if you believe that wash. Why is it wash? She smirks. Well now, love, according to the greybeards and scholars and governors and all the rest of them rattling their brain boxes, they say the plains go on forever. He taps her head. Who's to say where the centre is? I had other questions. Can you tell me what's of interest around here? She puts her hand and pouts. Depends on your interests. Cutter. I'm looking for a good time. I already made you an offer, love, and it's not an unfair price. Don't know where else you might be enjoying the delight you'd have with me. What else around here of interest? I'm looking for work. She asks. You're asking me? What, you're thinking of becoming one of the sisterhood, are you? She nearly buckles over in laughter. The screeching is similar to a drunken harpist. Eventually the gales of laughter aside, she takes a deep breath. You're a rich man, you are. Fine, I had some other questions. What can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? She spits and makes a half circle around her heart. That bladed witch, all high and mighty, mistress of the city, floating and silently, she kills anyone with her shadow. She tends the city eye and leaves the living things in it to rot. Fine. I had some other questions. I'm looking for someone named Farod. Farod? Now that's one of the darks, love. If you'd be wanting to know about that blood, it'll be for us the copies of the normal asking. Fair enough, here's 9 commons. She gives you coins once over and then shrugs and pockets them. What you'd be wanting to know about Farod. At that price, anything you can tell me about it. She shrugs. Chantis is a collector boss. Has a whole bunch of bloods in his shadow. Where can I find him? Now, no one knows for dead sure, but if I were to suggest a place, I'd say Ragpicker Square. Ragpicker Square. Aye, a big old heap of rags and trash 3 blocks due west of the Mortuary. All the collectors stake their kit there. Chances are Farod's got his kit there too. What's a collector? You know, them soldiers that pick up deaders for jink, a sorry lot. They gather bodies? Why? Because they don't got the looks to do what I do. I see. I had some other questions. I'm looking for a journal. No idea where you'd find such a thing. You might look elsewhere. She smiles suggestively. I know some places you might start. I had some other questions. Actually, never mind. Farewell. You're lost. If you be tired of losing things and need to find some things, love, you come and see me. I'll keep that in mind. Farewell. Chief, can you sport me some jink? It's been a long time, it has. I'm not even going to ask how you intend to accomplish this. Rowan breaks in. It's twice the cost for Mimir or any other degenerate. Mimir? Mimir is a talking encyclopedia. That's me, Chief. I see. Well, don't swell it more. From the looks of her, I'm probably saving you from dying twice. May a pox shrivel you innard. Ye have the stink and fashion sense of a goatherd, and you're twice as ugly.
New taunts, alright!
Mort stares, hypnotised, as the harlot lets loose a stream of obscenities. At the end of the verbal avalanche, Mort is silent for a moment and turns to you. Well, Chief, got a few more taunts for the old arsenal. It turns back to the harlots who are catching the back. I'm also in love. Yeah. Okay. So, bit of background. Sigil is basically a city that's on the inside of a ring, floating on top of a spire that's supposed to be the centre of the plains. You can't just walk in and out of Sigil, you have to go through portals, gates, hence why it's known as the City of Doors. So, we're basically in the slum section, known as the Hive, which is where the Mortuary is located.
I'm gone.
That's it, really. Don't need to do with harlots anymore. They're all the same.
All right. Done.
Gathering dust bar.
Done. All right.
This is the post. This filthy looking corpse is in bad shape. Its shoulders are slumped and one of its legs is broken, causing it to lean to one side. Stains cover it from head to toe. Judging from the smell and the texture, the stains run from rotten fruit to mud to bird droppings. To add to the indignity, graffiti has been carved into its body and several notes have been nailed into its chest, back and head. And I thought I was in bad shape. Don't all those nails hurt? The corpse makes no response. Let's examine the corpse. Despite the many stitches, the corpse's rotten skin is peeling in several places, revealing long stretches of muscle and bone. We guess that this zombie is frequently used as target practice. The fruit and mud stains aside, some of the tears in the skin still have rocks and bits of glass on. One wicked-looking cobblestone is still embedded in the side of his head. Let's pry out the cobblestone. You grab hold of the cobblestone and pull it out of the corpse's head. Traces of brain matter and white flesh slowly drip from it. Looks like whatever it was in its head turned to ooze long ago. Examine the corpse again. Examine the graffiti and notices. A number of leaflets have been ruined by rain, but some of them are still legible. One tacked to his back is for something called the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. One on the forehead looks like a bill of fare for a restaurant. One on his chest looks like an official note. Another looks to be some sort of want ad. Okay. Look at the post for the Office of Vermin and Disease Control. To those Hive citizens wishing gainful employment with the most honourable and generous Sigil government, inquire forthwith at the Office of Vermin and Disease Control to help stem plague of brain rats. Bounties paid. Copper given for each rat tail bought. Tails must be genuine from rat only. No cat, dog or fiend tail accepted. Office several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate in Lower Hive. Asked for official inspector in charge, respective Phineas T. Lord. The 39th. Examine the other notices. Examine the bill of fare. Someone has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust Bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read as the word Smouldering Corpse Bar has been scored in charcoal over the bill. Smouldering Corpse Bar? The zombie immediately jerks his left arm upwards and points far to the southeast. A moment later the arm falls back to its side with a thump. Reminds me of a job I once had. It seems about, well, I mean, without the arms. I wonder if this would work with the other notices. Okay, so let's redo the relook at the Office of Office of Vermin and Disease Control. Zombie immediately jerks its left arm upwards and points far to the southwest. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. Okay. Examine the official notice. Public notice by order of the Judiciary Council and in accordance with the citizenry as usual. Let it be known that defacing a registered servant of the Dustman, either by graffiti, malicious attack or by posting notice, will constitute felonious assault and the perpetrator will be answerable for the vandalism of said servant by order of the Hall of Speakers. Okay, it's a bit hypocritical. It's like basically putting graffiti saying no graffiti. Oh dear. Okay, let's see what the want. Examine the want ad. Wanted. Able person willing to investigate a matter of utmost importance to the Dustman Courts. Will offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said bar. Interest parties inquire with initiate neural Gathering Dust Bar. Gathering Dust Bar? The zombie immediately jerks his left arm upwards and points west to the building before you. A moment later, the arm falls back down to its side with a thump. Examine the other notices. In all notices, examine graffiti. Graffiti runs from obscenities about Dustman to slogans glorifying what appear to be local gangs. One piece of graffiti catches your eye. Someone has carved the name Farrod on the corpse's left arm and then slashed an X across it. Farrod?
Updated my journal.
The zombie immediately jerks his left arm upwards and points far to the west and downwards. A moment later, the arm falls back to its side with a thump. Thanks. You see a woman dressed in faded patched-up clothes. She glances at you as you approach and turns her quickly as if unwilling to make eye contact with you. Greetings! And glances at you, gives you an ice-cold stare and then turns away. Miss? She turns around and this time you see a dagger in her hand. Leave me be, dog, or I'll be jabbing this where they'll never be finding me. Calm down, I just have some questions I wanted to ask you. She makes a semicircle over her heart with her hand as if to ward her. I have nothing to say to you. Be gone, leave.
I've never seen something so ugly, I've not.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
This is a polished cobblestone that was lodged in a zombie's skull. Still traces of brain matter dripping from it.
Take off.
see a striking red-haired girl dressed in leather armour. Her right arm is covered with a series of interlocking pads that look as if they were protecting the skin of some creature. And her horn shoulder piece protects her left arm. Oddly enough, she has a towel. That is flicking back and forth as you watch. Plakoff. Greetings. Girl ignores you. Who are you? Girl sneers, then makes an obscene gesture with her towel. Back off, you clueless sods. Hey, easy, I just had some questions. Hi. And what is it that you want? Can't help but notice that you have a towel. Do I now? Girl looks at her towel. So I do. Now I was thinking it was the trick of me eye. My, aren't we a sharp cutter? She bares her teeth. Why don't you piss off to whatever hole you crawled out of and leave me be? Me nor me tower for trade, jig. Alright, I was just cute. Just as well neither you or your tower for sale. You couldn't squeak out a living with them anyway. What you about, you blutter? Say it again. He didn't say anything, but I'm still curious. Why do you have a towel? Girl's eyes now. Are you daft? Can it be that you're dumber than stone, or may the power of ignorance made a dabbers brick you over and make you a street? Look, she's a tiefling, chief. They've got some demon's blood in them, and it makes them paranoid and defensive. Nice towel though. Shame it's plastered on such an ugly body. Well now, you better latch your bone box, you foul-mouthed nib, before I splits it from your skull, jig. Why don't you try and split it? Split my jaw, chits. All I'm hearing is a lot of chatter from some hive traff. Throw a punch, I dare you, I'll bite your legs off. Enough. Aye, that's right. Lash your mimir, tard, or I'll bury him with his body, jig. Mimir? What are you talking about? I am Mimir. What? The gulf between your ears so wide that my mind's echo? Idiots. You still haven't answered my question. What's a Mimir? A Mimir is a talking encyclopedia. That's me, Chief. Got it. She glanced at Morte, then you instead. I guess I know which one of you has the brains, huh? Yeah, look, I had some other questions. And what is it you want? Can you tell me where I am? You're lost, but you're about to find trouble. Make yourself lost somewhere else, Bubba. I had some other questions I wanted to ask first. I'm looking for someone named Farah. Do you know where I can find him? I might. And I might say more if you sweeten the question, aye. She clicks her tongue and rubs two fingers together. Jink, jink, aye. Jink, jink. She means money. Oh. Aye. She glances at Morte and shrugs. What the skull said. Hard coin. Alright. How much? How much is it to you to know, hey? She stands you then folds her arms. Come on, I haven't got all day. I haven't. How about 10? That enough? That lump of copper ain't enough to whet a fated's appetite. You'll be needing more if you want to make friends here, Tard. How about 20 then? Oh, alright then. She pockets the money. It's gone so quickly, I have no idea where it vanished to. Look for him in the alley spireward of the Mortuary. That's to the south and west of the Mortuary. Very well, I had some other questions. I'm missing a journal, have you seen? She looks at you strangely. No, I've not seen nothing like that, I haven't. I had some other questions. Nothing, farewell. Aye, park off to where you came from then. Farewell to you too.
Ugh, I've never seen something so ugly I've not.
Done.
Vane the Sender. See a heavy-set man with sharp features and a pained expression. Despite his huge frame, however, he has an effeminate look about him, and unlike the other residents you've seen, he looks to have bathed recently. As you approach, he looks up hopefully and calls out in a high voice. Craddock? good sir? What? There, his hopeful expression dies as he studies your face. 1,000 apologies, good sir, if I have given an offence. She gives a slight bow. I am called Vane the Sender, third child of Vane the Sender. I'm one of the many runners and employer of the House of Senders. No apologies necessary, Vane. What do you want? 1,000 apologies for troubling you with such a trivial matter, but I seek Craddock, an overseer of the hive. Vane looks like he's in pain, but alas, he eludes me. He looks at you carefully. Could it be you have heard such a name? I'm sorry, I haven't. Vane gives you a deep sigh. I am bound to deliver a message to him, and as yet, fortune has chosen not to favour me. I could help you if I come across a man who could pass along your message. Vane's face lights up like a lantern. Oh, fortunate day for Vane and the House of Senders. Any assistance you could provide would be most welcome. If you can find his Craddock and pass along this message, I shall see to it that you are paid for your troubles. Alright, what's the message? Vane recites the message almost like a mantra. The shipment must be incursed by the third day or there will be a penalty. Vane frowns. I am told that Craddock will know of the shipment to which the message pertains. If I see Craddock, I will pass along the message. Is there anything you could tell me about him before I go that might help me find him? He is said to be a giant of a man, stern of features, and an overseer of one of the hive's marketplaces. Alas, I know little else than that, good sir. I see. That's enough to go on for now. Vane bows. Thank you, sir. Should fortune favour you and able to bear the message to Craddock, be so kind as to return and tell me of it. I will see to it your efforts are rewarded. Farewell, Vane.
Updated my journal.
Okay. By speaking Farad's name out loud, I asked the post to show me where it might be found. He pointed several blocks to the west of the Mortuary, and oddly enough, downwards. Is Farad buried underground somewhere? I agreed to deliver the message to Craddock if I should see him. Vane said he was an overseer in a marketplace somewhere in the hive. I'll keep my eye out for it. A townsperson. The most miserable of all the folk of Sigil, they have sunk as far as they can. Death would be a solace to them, most of them. They do what they must to survive, no matter how base that existence may be. I agreed to deliver a message for a man named Vane the Sender. Vane said the person I needed to deliver the message was named Craddock, and he's said to be an overseer in a marketplace somewhere in the hive. The only description Vane could give me of Craddock was that he was a giant, stern-looking man. I'll keep an eye on him. If I find Craddock, I'll deliver the message, then go back and tell Vane. Okay. Vines with black leaves, the stems look extremely sharp.
I'm gone.
Angry hive dweller. See a man in old intact clothes. As you approach him, he makes a detour to avoid you and keeps walking. Greetings. The man ignores you, begins to walk faster. Sir? He turns, glances briefly to the right and left you as if to see if you have any friend with you. He draws a dagger. You'd best leave me be, or you'll be wearing a steel between your ribs. Calm down, I just had some questions. He scoffs. I'm sure you do, and I have no answers for the likes of you. Piss off. Farewell then.
I'm gone. Done. All right. All right.
Okay. So I'm going to leave it here. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Planescape Torment. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.